Are you wondering what are the takeaways for you in our unit? In this video, we look at what next after we finish our unit. It is now up to you. It is my desire that this unit will help you develop a lifelong interest in improving and growing your skills in analysing financial statements and in allocating scarce capital. This is a skill and interest, and for some a passion, which will always be needed in our communities. It can also help you to change the way you view business and how you make sense of the financial statements of firms. I leave you now with a personal challenge to develop your own tools in your professional and personal business and investing lives. This unit gives you a starting point. This is something useful and not to be underestimated. You never get anywhere unless you start. The journey is yours and can take you a long way further than we have gone together so far. Financial statement analysis requires a mixture of technical skills and judgments. Technical skills can be learnt. Courses, seminars, conversations, working alongside skillful practitioners can all assist us to learn these technical skills. It also requires genuine application and persistence. Genuine interest, even passion, can help us persevere until we reach real proficiency and skill. This means not just learning a few words, a few concepts, or some disconnected facts. It does not mean memorising these things and reproducing them in assessments and being awarded grades. It does not mean getting a degree I can frame and put on the wall. Real proficiency and skill means none of these. It means more than learning imitation accounting or imitation finance. It means more than pretending to be able to analyse a firm's financial statements, either pretending to myself or to others. Mastering the technical skills takes practice. With a degree of perseverance, application, and genuine interest and pleasure, these technical skills can be mastered by many people. Becoming good at making sound judgments cannot be learnt quite so readily. It requires some talent, but also action, mistakes, successes, and disappointments. It requires working with and getting alongside seasoned and experienced individuals. It involves becoming an active part of a community of practitioners in accounting and finance, and in business more generally. In financial statement analysis, judgments need to be made about the past, present, and future, and all are difficult. The most important judgments in financial statement analysis relate to the future, and who knows what the future will hold. Yet in allocating scarce capital to competing potential uses, these judgments need to be made. Indeed, these judgments have real effects and real impacts on real people's lives. These judgments need to be made by someone. Why not by you? And why not make these judgments with skill and insight so that you are able to positively contribute to the futures of our communities? Financial statement analysis can help us understand the economic and business realities of firms, but it also empowers us to be able to influence and change these very realities. We can learn to use financial statements and other sources of information to engage with the economic and business realities that involve real resources and real people's lives. Ever wondered why in Australia we have plenty of food, clothing and shelter? Why we have cars and phones and entertainment options, hospitals and medical centres, and indeed tertiary institutions? Real, genuine, grinding poverty has been largely, though not totally, eradicated in our country. All aspects of our economy and society have required material resources to be applied to their development and creation in the past. They did not just come out of thin air. Previous generations have left an economic and social legacy for us based partly on how well or how poorly they have allocated capital to competing uses in the past. I sat on the board of the Dressmark Group of companies for several years with a fellow investor and director, John Bougen. In 2003, John travelled to almost every country in the world in 167 days. They made it to 191 countries. At that time, there were 193 sovereign nations. They managed to miss 2 of them. Quite careless, I thought. But they did manage to make it into the Guinness Book of Records for their efforts. No one in the world has yet been so misguided as to attempt a similar feat. John saw a cross-section of the world. He saw at roughly the same time the nations of the world. He asked a child in each country what their dream was and took their photo. He included a number of these photos and dreams in a book, My Dream, Listen to the Children. One thing John mentioned to me on his return from his trip was almost everyone in the world is living in poverty. He saw enormous poverty throughout the world. The economic legacy that billions of people alive today have inherited is one of poverty. Developing skills in financial statement analysis can help us contribute to our whole community and society, not just to ourselves, by becoming truly skillful at allocating scarce capital. This will touch many people's lives.